Hey, first grade. Today we're going to go through our first reading video for the story, The Secret Life of Elvis. Share my screen with you so you can see what I see. All right, so this is the packet that you should see. It says I Ready Grade 1 Reading. Go ahead and find that. Flip through the pages. Here's the table of contents. Today we'll read The Secret Life of Elvis. There will also be a separate video about asking questions. That's our skill for the first couple books. That'll be a separate video, so you can watch that when you're done with this. Keep flipping through the table of contents. This is the page about asking questions that you'll read and watch a video about later. And here's our story, The Secret Life of Elvis. By the end of this story, you should be able to say, I can read The Secret Life of Elvis, and I can answer questions about what I read. There are 6 questions, at the end of the story that can test to make sure that you are paying attention to the key details in this story. So I'm going to get started by reading. I'll stop at a couple places and ask some quick questions, but mostly you're just following along. So, The Secret Life of Elvis. People think it is so easy to be a dog. They scratch my head and say, Elvis, your life is so easy. Boy, are they wrong. Being a dog is hard work. I don't like what I do every day. I just can't do it anymore. I wake up on a cold, hard floor every day. I eat dry dog food for breakfast. Yuck! Then I have to drag myself out the door to chase the mailman. I do not want to chase the mailman. He is a nice guy. He scratches my belly. He feeds me bananas. So with what we've read so far and what you know about Elvis, tell somebody next to you, what is Elvis's problem in the story? What is the problem that the main character has? Take about 5 seconds. Okay. What do I do next? I hide in a closet. I am trying to cough up a hairball. Then I hear someone call, Elvis, come! And of course I come running. I see that someone has dropped some meatloaf. They want me to eat it off the floor. Gross! How does Elvis feel about the food that he gets? Take a couple seconds to think. How does Elvis feel about the food that he gets in this story? Good. Let's keep reading. Finally, I talk to my best friend Maxwell. What should I do? I ask him. Maxwell lives under the dishwasher. He is a mouse. He is also a painter. Today he is painting a banana. I say, I don't want to be a dog anymore. Maxwell, I have no time alone. The food stinks, and people throw balls at me. Think about the setting and the characters in this story. Who are the main characters that we've read about in this story? And where does this story take place? Take about 5 more seconds to think. Who are the characters and where does this story take place? Tell somebody next to you. I know what you mean, Maxwell says as he paints. You have to do what makes you happy. That is why I paint beautiful fruit. It makes me happy. Other mice look for crumbs all day. That makes them happy. You have to do what makes you happy, Elvis. I think about this. Then I say, well, I like licking my paws. I like winding around people's feet so that they trip. And I love drinking milk. I've got it, Maxwell cries. It sounds like you have spent too much time being a dog. Why don't you try being a cat? So look at this last page, and my last question is, how does Maxwell solve his problem? At the beginning, I asked you what his problem was. What does Maxwell do to solve his problem? Excellent. So now the story is done. Part of our goal was to be able to read the story, The Secret Life of Elvis. The other goal was to be able to ask and answer questions. I've been asking you some questions throughout the story just to make sure that you're thinking while you're listening, but there are also questions listed at the back. Every story has questions that go along with it. What I'm going to do now is read the questions, and we are just going to go through question number 1 together. Question number 1 says, which character is telling this story? A boy, B, a dog, or C, a woman? So I'm going to go back to the beginning of the story and look for key details, either words or pictures, that could tell me which character is telling the story. So at the beginning, the first sentence says, people think it is so easy to be a dog. So that makes me think the story might be about a dog. Let's look at the pictures. I see a dog, a dog, a dog. That makes me think this story is definitely about the life of a dog. Which character is telling the story? B, Elvis the dog. Now, question 2 says, how is Elvis different from most dogs? Complete the sentence. Elvis does not like to blank the mailman, chase, drag, or scratch. Question 3, look at the underlined text and the picture. What do you learn about Elvis? He does not want to eat the meatloaf. He does not want to hide in a closet. He does not want to come running. Question 4, why does Elvis talk to Maxwell about his feelings? Maxwell is a little mouse. Maxwell is his best friend. Maxwell is a good painter. Question 5, what does Maxwell tell Elvis to do? Complete the sentence. Do what makes you beautiful, you, or happy. And number 6, look at the events in the chart. What important event happens at the end? We have first, next, and last. You need to choose a picture that completes this sequence of events. When you are done answering questions 1 through 6, you can tell somebody that you read the story and answered questions about what you read. By the end, you should be able to say, I can read The Secret Life of Elvis, and I can ask and answer questions about the story. Once you've done that, give yourself a pat on the back. Great job. Look out for a couple more videos.